actual humans and not AI because a computer cannot be horny to create like works of art.
So listeners at home, I misspoke. Not Charizard, Charmander. Let's not go crazy. That's way too horny. So aviator sunglasses. I'm thinking boxing gloves, and I was thinking those firefighter, dungarees with suspenders. But we'll just
look.
See how this goes. Now, actually, that one might exist.
If you're not picturing, well, I mean, like, there's another website that you could look up for exactly that I'm sure something like that exists. But Cocky, look, if you're not picturing Claude Monet just like hard as a rock while he's painting the masterpiece that is water lilies, then like that is a problem. That is a problem that you have, sir.
Okay, I guess that is a problem that I have. How did we get here? How did we get? Who are you? In the words of the sometimes not very excellent, honestly, Rowan Atkinson in Man vs. Bee, where are you?
In the words of Rowan Atkinson, it's a race. I'm winning.
That is a line I quote very often with my husband. And more than once I've tried to mime his act of running down the hill, happily jumping toward a speeding train and being caught, fortunately, in the gap between carriages and carried away out of danger. One of the most excellent uses of computer-generated imagery of the early 2000s. That and the entire film Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I was gonna say the nightmare fuel that was Dwayne Johnson, Scorpion King. That literally kept me up for hours one night as a kid. I was sobbing so badly. I did that movie too before. For a reason that time I was just like, no, this is gonna scare you now.
There's some pretty scary stuff in there.
The bugs didn't scare me though. That's the weird thing. You'd think the bugs scared me, but
no. It's when actual human Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gets all warped, and it's just not a whole lot of fun to look at. But there's probably some people who appreciate that and have filled some password protected tumblers with their appreciation of it.
I mean, on the other hand, you have like in that same scene, you have just like Brendan Fraser just being just like a wonderful person that he is.
Yeah,
and you have Arnold Winslow in
Vosloo.
Just Vosloo.
Yep.
Just basically just like in a Speedo, like he's wearing nothing in that scene.
I may need to see this film again. You know what? Now I think about it, who needs AI tools when you have early 2000s cinema? God. I recently rewatched. No, I know this is actually related to Star Trek. Right. I recently rewatched Supernova from 2000, and it had wait. Yeah. It had Hugh Culber from Discovery. His name is normally I'd ask you, but he was also Ricky Vasquez from My So-Called Life. Fantastic actor.
Wait, is that the one with is? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's one with Angela Bassett and James Spader.
Wilson Cruz. Yes.
Yeah.
So baby Wilson Cruz and like this amazing cast.
Wait, cocky.
Yep.
First of all, I could go on about how ridiculous that movie is. Wilson Cruz's like the girlfriend that he's like playing like holochess with, the computer construct.
Yeah.
Voiced by Vanessa Marshall, is voiced by Hera
from Star Wars Rebels. That's amazing. We've tied our entire extended universe of podcasts together.
I'm so excited.
Woo! Welcome everyone to the Joy of Trek. Once again, joined with beloved chief engineer Greg. Speak.
I almost said I'm cocky.
It slips in there, right? I mean, I just say the shit, but you have to listen to it and edit it, and you make us sound so good. And coherent,
and occasionally I use my powers for evil, like when I had a computer version of you, and I just made you say.
That's right. Okay, so there is other ethical use of AI with consent. Hey, that's also yeah.
I mean, it was one that you made yourself because you were curious about it, and
yeah.
I think I just made you say like, Greg made me say something silly, or like Greg is like better at editing than me or something like that. Like
totally.
something stupid.
That was
like,
Cockybot 2000. I always insist on using its full name. It was in the early days when we were still using Descript. It was excellent for podcasting at the time. Its focus has changed since then, and its profit model is maybe a little bit dubious in today's AI world. But it was an ordinary example of like machine learning being an excellent tool because if you can train a synthetic version of your voice, you can fix flubs without having to re-record them or in a more natural fashion. It came in handy a few times.
Yeah, no, 100% did. Then AI became too much of a focus, and the enshittification began, and I rage quit when they kept changing copy and paste, because how can you copy and paste stuff?
Look. Product models change and audiences change, and one has to adapt one's product. It just wasn't a good fit anymore. Its relationships changed. Right? We broke up with Descript, and you don't have to badmouth your ex, right? Certainly not in public on a podcast. We can be gracious. Oh no! Wow.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I've had some shitty exes.
Yeah. Okay, so moving back, can we move this back to Star Trek? Can we cleanse our palate? Can we take a cleansing swig of Star Trek Gatorade?
So we're reading Drifting by Letek.
And the summary, as we heard 2 weeks ago, was sometimes when Quark was feeling particularly masochistic, he would walk by the security station and glance inside, foolishly hoping to see a person he knew wouldn't be there. Oh no! This
is post-canon for DS9, yes.
Implied depression, self-destructive behavior. Wow, angst. Greg?
I
yeah.
I thought I liked what I see. This is
totally valid.
Sometimes I skim. I thought it was good when I skimmed it. I could be wrong.
No, I celebrate this. Like this is a genre of fanfic that has many like fans. Yeah, let's call it that. Angst and what are the terms for it? Like dealing with anguish, and sometimes also like having comfort, but just feeling feelings, right? So it's a thing that a lot of people are into. So, and losing his essentially husband to the Great Link.
I mean, especially in that like goof that they showed off at a convention of like the two of them making out when they're when they're doing the goodbye thing, and then like Quark's like over his love's like, that man's gonna miss me.
That man loves me. It's written all over his back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. Okay. Sorry.
Now I'm thinking, this is the deleted scene for the last episode where Quark does in fact see Odo on Deep Space Nine before Odo harumps away. That because he's a shapeshifter, so he just changes his uniform to where it says on the back, "I love you," and it's just off screen. But absolutely, Quark knows for sure, and this is their parting. Shall we read this story, Drifting by Letek?
Yes, let's. Sometimes, when Quark was feeling particularly masochistic, he'd walk by the security station and glance inside, foolishly hoping to see a person he knew wouldn't be there. He tried not to engage in this destructive activity too often, but he couldn't help it. For the past 10 years, that security station and its primary inhabitant was a fixture in Quark's life. Now, it was nothing more than any other establishment on the promenade occupied by another Bajoran. Quark knew that the odds of seeing Odo whenever he peered through the window were low, but they weren't exactly non-existent either.
Countless times, Quark had told himself to stop walking through that area. The disappointment, the dredged-up memories, the hurt, sometimes it was all too much for him to handle. But every time he did it, There was a tiny flicker of hope that Quark felt for a split second right before he looked through the window. A delusional feeling that somehow Odo would be sitting behind the desk with his head buried deep into a pad was enough reason for Quark to keep doing it. And sometimes, for brief moments, Quark would even forget that Odo was gone at all. Those were the thoughts that kept him going. Even though Quark knew that the mental crash after those fleeting moments was nearly unbearable, he needed those false hopes and passing delusions to feel anything at all.
It was one of those days where nothing was going right for Quark, and he needed to do something, anything, to make himself feel better. So after he closed up the bar for the night, Quark decided to walk over to the security station and try and remember a time when he was happier. The activity on the promenade was always low at this time of night. Most people in the station kept their schedules in accordance with standard Federation time, including the new chief of security. So when Quark stepped closer to the security station, with a slight sensation of sweat on his palms, he wasn't surprised to find the lights turned down and the room empty.
Okay, time out. Standard Federation time. Like, they mentioned 26-hour periods a lot on Deep Space Nine because that is the Bajoran day. And now I'm thinking...
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about, yeah.
Everybody has a different concept of day. I mean, there's even planets that probably don't rotate.
Yeah.
How do they do this? How do you do duty shifts with different species that just have different sleep cycles? I mean, Denobulans, sort of easy. Once every 2 weeks, you just don't bother them for a weekend.
I think there's something about like Spock not needing to sleep not quite as much because like Vulcans meditate or
something like that. They're basically elves.
I was see. That's why I stopped myself. I was like, wait a second, am I confusing like, elves from D&D? Is that what's happening here?
Okay. Back to the story. Odo would always be awake during this time of the night. Quark thought that he deliberately waited to start his regeneration cycle until he knew Quark had closed up the bar and went to bed. Quark used to walk by the security station after he shut down the bar because he knew Odo would stop him and pester him. Most of the time, that would lead to Quark sitting down on the chair in front of Odo's desk and talking with the security officer about his day. Odo always participated in the conversations under the guise that he was only trying to garner information about any illegal wrongdoings occurring on the station, and Quark pretended that the only reason he had those late-night chats was because Odo's persistent harassment didn't give him any other choice. It was like clockwork every time. Quark would walk by the security station, Odo would stop him and ask him what shady things he'd been up to. Quark would deny anything. Odo would continue to badger Quark for information, then Quark would tell him about what was happening on the station, while leaving out any incriminating information, of course. While this whole schema played out, they both slowly, knowingly moved their way from the hallway to inside the security station, sitting across from each other for a quick conversation.
Quark almost likened the behavior to some kind of a complex and intricate dance that only they knew how to perform. There were so many deeper layers to their interactions. It just might have been their own form of art. It truly was a clever game they played, and maybe their projected hatred for each other could have fooled anyone who watched it. But Quark knew that both him and Odo understood that this was just a ruse.
Quark smiled at the memory of him and Odo's after-hours interactions. Ooh. He missed having someone to talk to about his day. He missed the feeling of annoyance mixed with excitement that he experienced every time he heard Odo swiftly walking towards the bar. He missed the playful banter that only him and Odo could do so well.
Quark got lost in his memories as he made his way back to his quarters. He sighed as he walked to the door and took off his jacket. Quark didn't have the physical or mental energy to do anything else for the night, so he lay down into bed and went to sleep, trying not to think of how much he missed Odo.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's all italicized.
Yeah. Quark walked toward the security station, bracing himself for another round of misguided hope, and after this, it's in italics, so...
Italicized, not Italian size.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Quark walked toward the security station, bracing himself for another round of misguided hope and utter disappointment. He was so stupid. He knew that he should just stop doing this to himself and get over it already. Odo was never coming back. Odo didn't care enough about Quark to even say goodbye, let alone come back to the station for him. Quark was angry at himself, angry at Odo, angry at everything. He stopped in his tracks, fully intended to turn around and go back where he came from, away from the security station. But something in his mind urged him to keep moving forward. Still, he refused to move his legs, but he glided forward anyway, as if some unknown force had a hold on him. Quark tried to resist the force. He kicked his legs. He tried to dig his heels into the floor. He turned his body the opposite direction and tried to run, but nothing was working. The power over Quark was unrelenting as it dragged him closer and closer to the security station.
Finally, it let go of him, and Quark fell on his knees, lungs desperately searching for air, right in front of the security station. As he laid out on the ground, he saw a pair of legs walk up to him, a Bajoran uniform. No doubt one of the security officers ready to yell at him for disturbing the peace or some other inane reason. Quark trailed his eyes from the person's feet all the way up to their body. His gaze fell on a familiar pair of crossed arms, and he stopped, afraid to look any further.
Quark! A gravelly voice called out to him.
Yeah, that's a very good Quark. Odo.
Thank you. I was proud of that one.
Quark couldn't believe his ears, and his eyes widened as he glanced up to the person's face.
Odo? Quark's voice was soft, almost imperceptible, and hopeful.
Surprised to see me?
Quark still couldn't believe his senses. You're back!
Yes. Get up from the ground. You're causing a disturbance. Odo reached his hand down to help Quark.
Quark took his hand. It felt real enough. He stood up and examined the person in front of him in his entirety. The person looked like Odo, talked like Odo, felt like Odo. Yet Quark's mind still had trouble accepting that it was really him. Something about this Odo wasn't right.
Why are you here? Quark's head was spinning, and he had so many questions he wanted to ask.
I wanted to apologize for leaving without saying goodbye.
Quark's confusion became even more prevalent, and he felt his breath quicken. So, you came all the way back here just to say sorry for leaving the way you did?
I realized that the way I treated you was unfair, and I felt the need to express that to you. I didn't want to cause you any grief. I hope that in my absence, you've been able to find happiness. Huh. Sorry, there's an unspoken scoff there.
Quark furrowed his brow. This wasn't Odo. It couldn't be. Why are you saying this to me, Odo? Why come back now?
I missed you, Quark.
Quark could feel moisture building up in his eyes.
Oh.
He didn't know if it was some from the happiness of seeing Odo again, the repressed anger he felt toward Odo, or the confusion from Odo's affection. All these conflicting emotions overwhelmed him, and the voice in his head that was telling him something was wrong grew even louder. But he ignored it. Odo was here, and he said he missed Quark. This was everything he'd wanted for so many years.
You missed me?
Yes. I came back for you, Quark. I know we never mentioned it before, but you've always meant a lot to me, and I know that I meant a lot to you.
Quark shook his head. Odo didn't talk about his feelings. Odo was never genuine or transparent with Quark about anything. He relented to the screaming thoughts in his head that he didn't want to believe. This wasn't Odo.
Quark wanted so badly for this person to be Odo, but he knew it wasn't. You're not Odo, are you?
Odo smiled. This is who you want me to be, isn't it?
What I want doesn't matter.
You're right.
Quark jolted awake, short and shallow breaths catching in his throat. As he hunched himself over and put his head in his hands. Quark, moving on.
That's how Quark always wakes up. We know this. It's canon.
Quark felt his clothes cling to his skin from the moistness of his sweat. I mean, that's just Ferenginar. There was also a cool dampness under his eyes and on his cheeks that he tried to wipe away. But every time he did, more tears streamed down his face.
It was a dream. Just a dream.
Odo wasn't here.
Odo didn't actually come back to tell Quark about how much he missed him, how much he always cared about him.
It was all a dream.
Odo was still far away from the station in the Great Link.
Odo was never going to come back.
Quark wept.
Oh,
This is sad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is sad, and then the notes are the notes on this are even worse because it says even his own dreams, Quark just can't let himself believe that Odo would ever love him.
Oh.
Hey, let's are you okay? Let's like
Hey, some sad stories can be beautiful too, and it's
yes,
I celebrate
yes. It is very it does feel like the characters. It does feel like the characters. I just I hope you're okay. Let's like this is sad. I hope you're working through some stuff if this helps.
Yeah,
I know writing stuff like this helps me. That's why I say that. So
yeah, that's excellent.
This is very nicely done.
Now, just 2 nitpicks, Letek, if you're listening. So it was a 26-hour day. And also, canonically, Ferengi sleep with the covers completely over their faces. So that should have been mentioned. Other than that, excellent story. And this is, in fact, the first time that we've ever mentioned feedback like this. So ignore it because that's not what we do. Bullshit.
This is not what we do.
This is a great story. Thank you so much for writing it. It's a really good pick because it's a feelsy one. I like those. I like the saucy ones and the silly ones too.
I mean, it's also because hey, maybe we don't always need to be torturing the Irishman. There's other people we can torture.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's Deep Space Nine's particular variation on infinite diversity in infinite misery. It's kind of their thing over there. Yeah.
Infinite diversity in Irish combinations.
Oh no! Not sure I love that one. Let us move safely along. Do we have any clues? Because next week we're watching Star Trek again. Chief, what episode are we watching next week?
What episode are we watching?
You don't have to look it up. You can just edit it in. I don't know it yet. I probably haven't heard it yet. So don't say it. Just edit it in now.
You haven't heard it yet, but I'm just giggling because I know what it is.
Yes, exactly. And you from the future can edit it in now, and it is
TNG 411 Data's Day.
Oh, that is an episode I'm clearly looking forward to, or I hope to look forward to once I know what it is. I heartily endorse this event and or product.
By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings.
And after that, we're doing another story. And do you have a little clue for that story?
Yes.
I'm really excited, by the way, for whatever the next week's episode is that I'm really looking forward to finding out.
She approaches the Academy's large auditorium, and when she enters, she's caught up in the memory of her own experience here. It seems like a lifetime ago. So much has happened since she was here last, and sudden nostalgia makes her breath catch in her throat.
Oh, who could this be?
She's only given a moment to reminisce, though, before she's recognized.
Oh, who is it? Auditorium? Mariner to Paul? Like it could be it. Oh, I'm really excited. Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out in 2 weeks' time. And until then, I'm just typing in Charmander assless chaps.
Stop it.
I'm leaving Starfleet.
Energize! We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode with your friends Kay and Kaki. Production and editing by Chief Engineer Greg, and music by Fox Amore. Join us next week for Data's Day TNG 411, followed by Pomp and Circumstance, Fanfiction Week. Visit joyoftrek.com/links to send us recommendations, support us on Patreon, or to find us on Blue Sky. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening to Joy of Trek, and we'll see you out there.